Hate to break it to you, kid, but you got a spinal injury.
What?
Your left leg is numb and you got no feeling in the first 3 fingers of your right hand.
Well, you're crazy. I can move my hand and my leg.
Sure you can if you want to blow $1 million.
The Fortune Cookie is a 1966 dark comedy film directed by Billy Wilder that is notable for being the first of many collaborations between actors Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. It stars Jack Lemmon as CBS cameraman Harry Hinkle. While covering a Cleveland Browns football game, Hinkle is injured when Browns player Luther Boom Boom Jackson, played by Ron Rich, accidentally slams into him. While his injuries are minor, Hinkle's lawyer brother-in-law William Gingrich, played by Walter Matthau, also known as Whiplash Willie, convinces Harry to pretend that his hand and leg have been paralyzed so that the two can receive a huge settlement from the Cleveland Browns, CBS, and Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio.
How many me do you see?
One cheap, chiseling shyster lawyer who, of all people, had to marry my sister.
Nice talk. I'm handing you $250,000 on a silver platter.
Don't want the money. Don't want the silver platter.
What's the matter? You feel sorry for insurance companies?
Harry reluctantly goes along with the plan, partly because he is still in love with his ex-wife Sandy, played by actress Judy West.
Cold-blooded little tramp shacked up with that guy there.
Not so loud. Do you want her to hear? It's Sandy. Shall I hang up? Get back in that chair.
He hopes that a possible large amount of money will bring her back to him. She shows up for support, but her support is purely calculated greed.
I said, how's our boy?
We just had dinner, and we're about to go to bed.
Let me talk to him. Look, Harry, if I were you, I'd forget it. Oh, come on, I know what's going through your mind, but this is not the time. Or the place.
What are you, my marriage counselor?
Suspecting that Hinkle's paralysis is fake, the insurance company's lawyers hire Cleveland's best private investigator, Chester Perky, played by Cliff Osmond, to spy on Hinkle and wait for him to slip up.
Well, who needs that? Get rid of them.
Not so fast.
Pull the shades down and rip out those mics. We're not going to put up for this.
Yes, we are.
We are.
Look, Harry, we know we're bugged, but they don't know we know. Don't you see the possibilities?
Harry continues to play along with the scheme, but he ends up feeling bad after Boom Boom's guilt over the injury begins to negatively affect his performance on the field, as well as his popularity among the fans.
I've been talking to the guys in the front office. We want you to be at the stadium November 27th.
What's November 27th?
Night game against Washington. We'd like to make it Harry Hinkle night.
Oh. No.
Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau bonded early in the production process, and they would remain friends for the rest of their lives.
Anyway, we were 3 weeks into the making of The Fortune Cookie when I said to Jack Lemmon, "Why are you doing this movie? I have the best part." He looked at me for a second and he said, "Don't you think it's about time?"
This movie was a hit, and it grossed $6.8 million worldwide at the box office. This movie was the start of a collaborating career which would see these two actors filming movies together all the way until the end of the 20th century. Walter Matthau suffered a heart attack during production and subsequently lost 30 pounds. His weight differs scene to scene depending on which part of the movie you're watching. The movie was filmed in Cleveland, Ohio in late 1965, including at Cleveland Municipal Stadium and St. Vincent Charity Hospital. The location of Hinkle's apartment is now part of the Cleveland State University campus. The football game that you see in the movie was filmed during a Cleveland Browns-Minnesota Vikings game that the Browns lost 27-17 on Halloween afternoon, October 31st, 1965. Now, I was not impressed with this film for a few reasons. First of all, Billy Wilder insisted that the actors stay exactly on script. Now, one thing we would find out about Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau is that they work together fantastically when they're allowed to ad-lib in a movie. And I wonder if, because it was their first movie together, and Wilder's insistence on staying on script, if that dulled the dialogue a little bit for me. Secondly, it was way too long. I wondered if I were the only one to notice, until I saw review after review saying that the length of the film was just too damn long. Variety said the film was overlong, far too long for a comedy, fatally overlong, really drags, drag it out for 2 hours. Obviously, I wasn't alone. As a 1980s baby, many of the movies I grew up watching were typically 85 to 95 minutes long. This film was 125 minutes, but it felt even longer than that. You could have shaved 40 minutes off of this movie, made it 85 minutes long, and it would have been so much better. Third, the characters just aren't likable. Jack Lemmon's character is too curmudgeonly, even for Jack Lemmon. The ex-wife is a greedy, unlikable woman, and Ron Rich's character has that guilty whininess to him. Honestly, my favorite character in the movie is the scheming lawyer played by Walter Matthau. He's the best character in the picture, which might explain why he went on to win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for this film. His character was by far the best, and oddly enough, even though he's the scheming lawyer that is trying to rip off the insurance company, he's kind of the protagonist in my mind.
I could have held out for more, but old Mr. O'Brien, I took pity on him. I hate to see a grown man cry.
I may cry myself. Look at all those zeros. Willie, you're a genius.
I'm a genius. Yes, I'm a genius. A genuine genius.
I wasn't a huge fan of the fortune cookie, and I'm giving it 6 out of 10 stars only because of the fact that this is the first outing of Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. This film would be the start of a wonderful cinematic team.